Hello everyone. So my best friend told me about this tag last night, and me and my best friend are both huge, huge horror movie fanatics. We love anything that has to do with anything scary, pretty much. And she found this tag, and this tag is called the horror movie tag. And I thought that this tag was just perfect, and as soon as she told me, I was like, I have to freaking do this because horror movies and scary things is just it's my life, pretty much. My whole entire world revolves around it. I just thought that I would do this tag because it sounded really fun and seemed right up my alley. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm sorry if you hear lawnmowers or anything like that in the background, but as soon as I went to go film, somebody had to go outside and cut grass. I'm like, really, like you couldn't have did that any other time. It was either A Nightmare on Elm Street, because I remember I used to watch those movies with my parents like all the time, and they would give me like actual nightmares. Like, I would sleep with my parents because I was a little kid at the time. I was probably around like 4 or 5, maybe a little bit younger than that. And I would wake up in the middle of the night, and it seemed like I was awake. But I know that I was sleeping, but it seemed like I was awake. I would look over into our kitchen because they had the bed setting right next to the kitchen. And I swear, I shit you not, guys. Like, I legit saw Freddy Krueger standing in our kitchen, looking directly at me with his claw kind of like this on his mouth. And he was just giving me this really creepy smile. And I swear it did not feel like I was asleep. It felt like I was like legitimately awake and that I was actually seeing it. A couple of times I seen his shadow on our ceiling, and I don't know if I was making all this up in my head or if I was having like legit nightmares about it because where I was little, but I know that that was one of the first movies that I ever seen because it always creeped me out, and he always freaked me out when I was a little kid. So Nightmare on Elm Street was definitely one of them, and I think that the Chucky movies, like Child's Play and like all of those, I seen those a lot when I was little too. Those might have been one of the first movies that I ever seen that was horror. Those didn't actually scare me, but I really liked them. Oh my god, I have a lot and I can't choose just one, so I'm gonna choose a few because I can't choose just one. Like I have like four. So one of my first ones is A Nightmare on Elm Street because, like I said, when I was a little kid, Freddy Krueger and that whole movie just freaked me the hell out. And number two would have to be Lake Mungo. It's kind of like a documentary almost. I don't want to ruin it for you if you haven't seen it, but it's really, really good and it's so freaking creepy. And The Grudge, that always did freak me out. Like, that's always been one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Like, I can watch that a million times over and over again and it will never get old. I mean, like, it doesn't like legit scare me anymore, but it's still like the whole entire like story and everything behind it just creeps me out. Like a newer favorite horror movie would have to be Annabelle, of course, because that movie freaked me the fuck out. I feel like I keep saying that, but it did. It was just like one of the scariest movies ever. Those are my four favorites since I can't just choose one. I hope that that's acceptable. Okay, I can't really choose because I enjoy all of them. I think that if I had to choose, I would choose like the psychological or like paranormal ones because those ones seem to freak me out a whole lot more. I don't know if that's the same thing, but if I had to choose, it'd be one of those two. Psychological for sure. Those are the movies like The Ring and The Grudge and things like that. Those are definitely the ones that scare me the most. You guys are gonna know this one if you've been with my YouTube for a long time now. You know all about the whole Annabelle story and how I work in a haunted house and I got to dress up for her and go to the movie theater opening night and just walk in there and freak people the hell out. And like I made a whole video about this, and if you guys haven't seen that video, if you're like new to my channel or whatever, I'll post it in the description so you can go watch it. But it was so awesome because whenever we went, the movie theater manager let us go see the movie for free. Like I can honestly say that that was one of the first horror movies in a long time that legit made me scream. Like I almost peed myself. Like I legit screamed in the movie theater. Like right after I was dressed up like her, I still had the braids in my hair and everything and I screamed. And it was so embarrassing but so funny at the same time. And it could have been because of all of my excitement because of everything that was going on that night. That movie freaked me out the first time that I seen it. And I'm gonna go with Nancy from A Nightmare on Elm Street because she is like one of my all-time favorites because that's one of my all-time favorite horror movies. I don't know if there's any one particular thing that I would like to see happen in a horror movie, but I do feel like we need more killer girls out there in these movies. Like, girls can be scary too. I feel like we don't have enough of them out there, and I feel like there needs to be way more scary girls in these movies than what there is. Like, I feel like if I did have to choose one particular concept for a horror movie that I'd like to see happen, sorry, I don't want to ruin this for anybody who hasn't seen it, but it's a really good movie. I think it would have to be sort of like what the houses that October built on Netflix did. And the whole concept of the movie is like they're going to actual fun haunted houses near Halloween. And they're visiting different ones, but they don't know that in these haunted houses, these people are actually like kidnappers because they don't actually kill them, but they abduct them. The people from the haunted houses abduct them. And it's just so different and unique, and it's something that you wouldn't really see in any other horror movie that's out there. And I really enjoyed that a lot. And it might just be because I work in a haunted house myself, but I really like that idea, and I thought it was really different and unique, so I think it would have to be what they did. I think that it would have to be that scene in A Nightmare on Elm Street where Johnny Depp gets sucked into the bed and then the blood just shoots up everywhere. Like, that is the most epic scene ever. Like, I love that scene so much, and I am a huge Johnny Depp fan. And just the fact that that was like his first movie, like ever, just makes me so happy. I know that none of us would actually want to see Johnny Depp die in real life, but I'm sorry, but that would have to be my all time favorite horror movie kill scene ever of all time. I know I've done answered this a lot. Like, this has been my answer for a lot of these questions, but it really is like one of my all-time favorites. I would have to say, sorry if the computer's moving, my cat's like right behind it and he's like licking himself and everything. I would have to say the Nightmare on Elm Street, like Freddy franchise, or The Grudge or like The Ring or something, because I just like how they're girls and they're scary and they're different. And Freddy's just one of my all-time favorites. Like, I don't even know, I just love him so much. Like, Robert Englund is just like the freaking best. To be honest with you, I don't like the newer Nightmare on Elm Street. I like a few scenes that are out of it, but I don't like the like actual movie. Like, if I had to choose, it's definitely gonna go back to the older one with Robert Englund because I feel like nobody can play Freddy as good as he can. Even when I was a little kid and I seen him without the makeup and I knew that it was him, like, just him himself, like, he just puts off like this really creepy vibe. Like, I don't know, he creeps me out even when he doesn't have the makeup on. If that I hope that doesn't sound mean, but James Wan, I think I'm saying that right, Wayne. But he was the guy that directed Annabelle and The Conjuring and Insidious, and those movies to me are like some of my all-time favorite horror movies to watch. I don't know how to explain it, but I enjoy watching those more than any other horror movie. But yeah, that was the horror movie tag. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun doing this because this is like I said, right up my alley. Like, I love horror movies. I love anything and all things scary. Like, this is just the perfect tag for me and my best friend because we're like identical when it comes to this stuff. This was really hard though because like I have a lot of favorite horror movies and a lot of different favorite things about horror movies. So this was kind of hard, but I had a lot of fun with it. Leave all the questions down in the description box in case anybody wants to do this tag. I will also post a link to my Annabelle video in case you're new to my channel and you don't know about my Annabelle story. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.